But my last question for y'all, because this got me thinking after seeing this episode of Daima, is the era of the universally loved, and this is not just for Dragon Ball, just in general, like is the era of the universally loved transformation in Shonen over? Because we've seen where most of the super transformations, again, outside of a few, right, for the most part, are liked, not loved. And they've gotten only more divisive as time's going on, right? Like, so, hey, we like that Gohan got a new transformation. Don't really like Beast Gohan. Don't really like that they gave Piccolo more attention. Not crazy about Orange Piccolo. And I feel like that's kind of spilled out into other media, right? So, like, to Jory's point earlier, wasn't the craziest fan of Bound Man, but I like Snake Man a lot. But I'm also not a big fan of Gear 5 Luffy. And I think it resonated because they used did it break Crunchyroll as like the metric of things, and Gear 5 did not break Crunchyroll, despite One Piece being as big as it is. And I feel like maybe the last universally liked, for the most part across the board, form that we got in Shonen was probably Naruto's Baryon mode from Boruto. Right? Is that the only thing that like recently everyone's like, yeah, I kind of like this?
I wasn't even too sure, bro. I'm not.
I didn't even know what stage Naruto was at, dog. They're never classical. Like, I knew stage mode, and then there was a mode where Naruto's on fire.
Yeah,
And then
Baryon
there was a
mode where
mode
he
where
uses Kurama as like basically like a nuclear reactor, and his taijutsu becomes
like a burnout.
Yeah,
it's a burnout technique.
I think that was like the last form that I saw. Everyone was like, "Yeah, I kind of like this." Everything else has been like argument.
Yeah.
So that's my question for y'all. Like, do you guys think that the era of like the transformation, the new form, getting people excited is over?
I wouldn't say
you it's not over. You have to pitch it well. You have to sell it to me, you know?
Yeah, I don't think it's over. I just kind of feel we're now seeing the era of people with different tastes of how they would have liked the things done or played out. Like for example, like for me, all right, yes, I'm glad Piccolo finally got some recognition, but like I'm tired of like anything super being a color palette with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right, if you're gonna go for the super Namekian, show it. And but then we said that with Lord Slug, and you didn't like that. So and it's like, why does everything have to revert to color?
I mean, with Piccolo, I could understand a little bit more because it's hard to give him a new design. So like when he had the unlocked potential where he gets a little bit lighter, I'm like, this is fine, I guess. It was the Orange Piccolo where I was like, he loses the lines. Yeah, I'm like, okay, this is enough. But the Orange Piccolo, I was like, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. And like you said, Tim, the whole color palette thing, like you literally named Orange Piccolo. I'm like, good God.
The only thing that was good was the Namekian symbol on the back, and I was like, you got a point for that, but everything else.
I think with the Orange Piccolo probably would need some transformation to where his design would change, like on the level of a Frieza, but not that dramatic. If you guys understand what I'm saying, like,
but to be honest, bro, I kind of feel like, when I really went back to our analysts of the movies, I really feel like they really peaked a lot when it came to Cooler in terms of transformation, but also character. Because like when you really, really look at it, bro, a canon version of Cooler is very scary because of his intellect.
But they would ruin it, Tim.
Like,
and they would change the transformation because they need to change it.
He's very scary when you really look at him, because he's almost like a direct mirror to the Saiyans, because he's very prideful about his culture, his race, and it's just the fact that it's just like, yeah, bro, like even like when you really look at the return of Cooler, it's like, bro, how he got them boys over there, and how you said in your analysis, and like he was trying to murder them. It's like he doesn't have those weaknesses where I'm just gonna draw this fight out. Like, no, bro, I'm about to crush your neck right now.
No gloating, no 5-minute speech.
And I'm so dedicated. I'm so dedicated that I actually have another form past Frieza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
can
and
turn
like yes,
back.
you know, like I'll give Cell his credits too. Like Perfect Cell was a very peak design, so I kind of felt like when it came to those two
Peak
characters,
buildup too.
That
like
too. Yeah.
it was kind of hard to really top that, and we're seeing the drawback of that. Because to be honest, Majin Buu is not that the greatest.
No, but
Thank you.
we've said
Thank
that.
you.
We've said that the Majin Buu
Thank you.
saga, it over time you start looking, you're like, this might
And
Like
who's my
Goku
outside
favorite
God,
character?
Goku
outside
God
of
versus
Why?
Gotenks and
multiverse, the
Vegito, y'all could have
this
kept this.
concept, and I didn't like that. I was like,
The
I was like,
the
wait,
what
he's the
concept?
one from this universe, but he came to this and that, and he did
Oh
that.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah, yeah.
send it back, send it back.
Yeah, I guess like the reason why I asked the question because I feel like I do think not that Shonen is dying, right? I think obviously Demon Slayer success, Jujutsu Kaisen success, like there's no way I could say that with a straight face. I just think like the tides are changing into a thing that I'm not quite. I'm like, what moves the needle now? Because now it's like you said, Tim, previous pods, it used to be the animation, right? It used to be like, even though I don't like Gear 5 too much, like you were right. The clips of him one-shotting Lucci went super viral, right? So I'm like, now that animation clips have been the standard, what else is there to do? The stories are all over the place, right? I really
Tell a
feel
good story.
right.
Tell a good story. That's
The
the only thing you
forms
can.
are hit and miss. Like, what is
And
there
that's why
left
I
to?
said go back to technique. And remember, like them clips of Dragon Ball I keep sending you. What are you seeing? You seeing story that complements technique.
Naruto was best when it was all about the technique, man. Like when I saw Sasuke out of nowhere fight Deidara, and that felt so like I didn't know why I wanted this matchup.
Yeah,
The best
And
display of Naruto and technique for me, outside of the I would say the Momoshiki fight, because that was like a good balance way. I really felt like, bro, like the Sound Ninja 5 when they all got separated.
oh,
Mhm.
They
no,
had to
but we
really
talk
show
about it
the
all the time.
peakness, like the level of what can my clan is capable of doing.
And did nothing with the rest of the cast ever
again.
again.
Like when
Ever
Shikamaru threw that little light
again.
ball in the sky and tried to like do the shadow on her, it's like, oh yeah, to expand the shadow, you need light.
Genius. You know what I'm saying?
I'm distraught because I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, they made Neji a Jonin and we never got to see him do anything ever again. A Jonin
Ever
on the level of
again.
Kakashi and Guy.
Ever again.
He should have just killed him then. He should have just fought Kinemaro to a draw at this point.
And they did, and I was supposed to care when y'all killed him. I didn't care when y'all killed him. Then I didn't care. I didn't give a thing about homie. I said, "Oh yeah, about time, dog. You taking up."
I'm mourning for the wasted potential.
Yeah, I was like, bro, hold on, you didn't care about Neji didn't die. I was like, hold on,
No,
bro.
no, no. I didn't. I did it when he died at the Marine Fort of Naruto. I didn't care. I didn't care.
Bro,
Like it
you're
was.
being
Nah, I'll
disrespectful,
say
bro.
that. I'm gonna say.
You're
I'm gonna
being
say I ain't
disrespectful.
care, bro. I ain't care.
That's disrespectful.
I ain't care. Like yo, you take him out with Ace. Call the admiral. Take him out with Ace. You feel me? Like dog.
Oh
Like
my
really.
god.
I was like yo, y'all. How like? Cause let's look at the build up for that arc. That arc was terrible.
The war arc? Yeah, it was bad.
That Ninja War arc was
It was
terrible.
bad. It
Y'all
had all the
build up
potential to be good though.
the
But
seven. Y'all build up the seven swordsmen. Then y'all rush everything. Y'all build up the seven swordsmen. Now they're here, and now they don't matter.
Well, because most of those fights were filler. Because remember, when you read the manga,
but they didn't need to be. You brought back Kimimaro, who's not affected by his illness anymore, and he gets off-screened by a Naruto clone. I said, what? The dude who almost killed
fight
Gaara.
Naruto? Why fight Naruto? Why Naruto beat him off on Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi connection. Y'all not furious? I'm furious.
There-
No. It's anxiety breathing right now.
No, everything has to have his Majin Buu arc at some point. That's how I look at things.
But then to go back to the point, right? I do
Yeah.
feel like technique is what could save a lot of these stories. To be honest, that's why I like Demon Slayer a lot. Like there's a lot of form and technique, which is still could be flashy for animation purposes. Remember the anniversary of the fight of the entertainment district? Like, bro, that broke records online again. Because people have been waiting for that day to repost this one clip of them just yelling, hacking, and slashing at each other.
Yeah.
It's technique because you saw he used sound to detect where his blood magic would go. It's like that's genius technique. Like look at you know Tanjiro. Like technically the only real transformation that you really see is the tattoo on his
Yeah.
forehead.
The scar gets bigger.
Every time he uses it, it goes bigger and bigger. That kind of reminds me of Ichigo when his Hollow Mask. You realize every time he progressed, it had different tattoos. But it still was about actual technique because what is the purpose of a new form if you can't do nothing with it?
Yeah. What you said reminds me of Jory's point about My Hero Academia of like Deku lost all types of being interesting as soon as he gained more powers because it was the journey of him trying to figure out how to maneuver through All Might's powers when he didn't have the body to use it. But like, okay, finger bullets and all these things, like all these, like you said, technique and using your mind to get past this hurdle is a lot more interesting than he's just the all powerful one. It's like, all right, well, I don't care. Yeah, I don't
Spider-Man, web shadow, shadow of webs. What else could he do? He can
He literally
fly.
had a spider sense.
He had a spider
He was
sense.
a fog machine. Yeah, yeah. That's so. That's why I just had to ask. I'm just like, I just feel like we're kind of at a point now where I'm like, I understand that transformations are the thing they're using to sell toys, sell merchandise, do all these things. But, I'm like, but these things don't
No,
hit.
they matter, but they just don't hit because the story, like for example, Attack on Titan transformations, they're not the flashiest, right?
Mm.
But then I mean aesthetically, they're not like the. But
They're
when
not
you
a Gundam for
understand
sure.
yeah, they're not a Gundam for sure. But when you understand the story behind it, it hits different,
That's true.
right? Oh man, Aaron could now crystallize his arm, but you saw this foreshortening in the very beginning. So the transformations do hit. Now you discover what a Colossus Titan is, and you're like, yo, you guys were nukes? It hits.
Yeah.
It's how you deliver it. If, for example, if a Super Saiyan 4 transformation was Goku actually somewhat losing control of his his morals, that's gonna hit a little different. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Goku,
A
you
more
just
primal power. Yeah.
yo, Goku, you just obliterated his dad. What are you doing? Shut up, Gohan. I do what I want. And then like, yo, Goku, you gotta get out of this transformation. It brings forth stakes. You know what I'm saying? There's no stakes involved. Like when Super Saiyan came about, there were, Goku, let's see how you can finish this and finish this superpowered being. There were stakes. The transformations were pleasing because they needed to accomplish something. Now it's just like they still try to accomplish something, but like you could have done this without doing this, or why didn't you use it to win? And when I see this, I'm like, oh, I want nothing to do with it. I think transformations will always have their place, but it just has to merit something. Like the Ant Queen when her son was born. That was
Hunter
weight.
Hunter. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's weight to it. There's no weight to these things. Saint Seiya. I think one of the I wasn't a big fan of Saint Seiya, but when I found out that this dude, his teammates were killing themselves, so he decided to destroy his own eardrums to fight the enemy. That's technique. You know? And then he's a superpowered being, but he had to lose his ears permanently in order to get through this hurdle. I was like, no, that's fine. That's crazy.
Or like you
Sign me up.
or even going back to what Tim said earlier about the entertainment district of like the man's lost his arm, there's blood poison racing through his body, and he had to temporarily stop his heart to give him a couple more seconds to fight.
Also lost his eye.
Got his eye cut. Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Let's even go a lot further. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Bro, you already
Bookstore.
know. You already know JoJo. Heart attack? Bro. Look over here. You don't gotta say anything to me.
And then Dio not even willing to risk it, even though he's stronger than Jotaro. Hey, police officer, go ahead and fire at this guy here. Shoot at like
The world with no cooldown, man. What can you do? It's a steamroller. Oh,
yeah, dog. And
Yeah.
then even the genius of Kakuin
yeah.
on display, the genius of Kakuin, like seeing that, and his stand was technically the weakest stand,
Yeah.
and he became clutch quarterback.
Supporting
Ray
team
Allen with the 3.
most assists, most most dish
Most
pass.
you feel me? But you feel me? That Marvel rival Kenshi came in. You feel me? Like Iron Fist came in. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
yeah. Oh
So
man. So now we're here, man. We can go ahead and wrap up.
Yeah, no,
man.
we